question, the member from Oak Ridges-Markham.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Natural Resources. Minister, as you know, aggregates such as sand and gravel are vital to Ontario's economy. Aggregates are used to build roads, bridges, hospitals, schools, in fact, much of the infrastructure that all Ontarians use on a daily basis. Minister, while it's true that aggregates are relatively plentiful in Ontario, the State of the Aggregate Resource in Ontario study commissioned by our government shows that rising demand due to population growth and land constraints, such as in my riding of Oak Ridges-Markham, could significantly deplete aggregate resources within 20 years. The report also found there is serious public concern about the social and environmental costs of aggregate extraction and transportation. Mr. Speaker, can the Minister please update the members on this House how our government is managing aggregate resources in Ontario?
Minister.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the member from Oak Ridges-Markham for raising this very important question. And I think it's fair to say that all members of this House recognize that aggregate resources are indeed necessary for our economy to keep building the infrastructure that Ontario relies upon, including roads, bridges, and hospitals. And because the public sector is the largest purchaser of aggregates in Ontario, we want to ensure adequate supply of aggregates now and in the future at the fairest price for Ontario taxpayers. And I also know, Mr. Speaker, that working together we can balance our need for aggregates while also ensuring we protect our water and our environment. And, Speaker, that is why all parties of this House have agreed to refer a review of the Aggregate Resources Act to a standing committee, a move that was unanimously supported in the legislature last week. Look forward to working with all the parties in the House to get the review right.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, through you to the Minister, I'm glad that our government is taking such a balanced approach. I raise this question because a number of my constituents have expressed concerns about the impact of aggregate extraction on our natural environment. In particular, my constituents are concerned that the heightened demand for aggregates may lead to new extraction around the Oak Ridges moraine, where it is currently restricted in order to protect its natural heritage. Minister, I know that my constituents are not the only ones raising these concerns. I've heard similar issues have been raised in other communities, especially as it relates to the loss of agricultural lands and impacts on their water. Mr. Speaker, through you to the Minister, what specifically is your ministry doing to address these concerns?
Thank you.
Thanks again, Speaker. I want the member from Oak Ridges-Markham and other members to let their constituents know that our government has certainly listened to their concerns and the concerns raised by communities regarding the extraction of aggregates in Ontario and its potential impact on the environment. Certainly very pleased the motion passed last week with unanimous consent, and I do think it's fair to say that we expect that each party on the Standing Committee on General Government will be giving it a full review and will come forward with recommendations that will strengthen the Act. By seeking advice and insight from key stakeholders, the All-Party Committee certainly provides a wonderful opportunity to ensure that we all have a say in the management of this vital resource. So I'm looking forward to the recommendations the All-Party Committee brings forward. And as the process unfolds, Speaker, we're committed to sharing those details of the review with the people of Ontario.
Thank you. New question.